As a financial advisor who works with a lot of successful people in their 50s, we have a lot of deep conversations that go beyond just money. And I've seen a few financial habits that my clients stop doing that help them enjoy life to the fullest, because they realize that if they didn't make these changes now, they would miss out on the joy that these important years can bring. And to put things into perspective, I'm going to show you a chart that explains why these next few years are so critical. This is a chart that a client shared with me. It's basically a visualization of your life in years. And they also showed me your life in weeks, and each row represents 1 year of your life. It might feel like our lives are made of countless numbers of weeks, but the reality is there they are, fully countable, staring us right in the face. So everyone you know, everyone you admire, every hero in history, they did it all with the same grid of empty boxes that we all have. Yes, for some of us, we might have more or less empty boxes, but the boxes are a reminder that time is the only asset that truly matters. But it also reminds us that life is forgiving. Someone told me that no matter what happens each week, you get a new, fresh set of boxes to work with next week. So maybe those boxes represent the adventure of what you'll do in retirement, or maybe it just reconfirms that you're exactly where you want to be right now. Either way, these years are a huge opportunity for you. You have wisdom, you have financial resources, and every blank box is a new opportunity. So the first thing that my clients stop doing might surprise you as much as it surprised me, because you may not realize it yet, but you're actually a billionaire. Okay, Matt, what the heck do you mean by that? Where are you going with this? Well, here's another post that paints the picture for what we shouldn't be doing. It says, a few years ago, I had a call with a doctor. My blood test came back. The doctor told me I had an incurable, lifelong chronic disease. I went through the inevitable stages: confusion, denial, anger, sadness. My brain began to get angry at itself. How did you spend so much time taking your health for granted? Even though the condition was manageable and not terminal, I'd give my life savings to get that health back I took for granted. Good news, the diagnosis was false. After the second blood work came back, I was all clear. I was in ecstasy. After a few days, the hedonic treadmill kicked in again. I was taking for granted again what I would have given my life savings for 1 week earlier. How is this possible? My brain began to get angry at itself again. Health is an invisible metric. It's hard to appreciate because there's no clear number on a screen like money. It's only when it dips close to zero does your brain realize how important this metric is. One useful reframe I've been using to hack my brain is turning my health into a dollar amount. Based on my experience, I'm willing to bet 99.9% of billionaires with a chronic condition or seriously ill are willing to trade their entire bank balance just for your health. Your health is literally a $1 billion asset. Just because the asset is illiquid doesn't mean it's not worth over $1 billion. Ask any sick billionaire what your asset is worth to them. Therefore, you are already a billionaire. The healthy man has 1,000 wishes. The sick billionaire has one. So what I realized is my happiest clients are those that stopped ignoring their health. And they're now investing in themselves, their health, their well-being. And it's something that we so often take for granted. So the next one is really going to be hard to stop doing, especially because of the times that we're currently living in, especially as I post this video. Now, most of you watching, I don't care what your political preference is, but one of the best recommendations I've heard from my clients that have the most peace of mind is stop watching the doom and gloom news, because the news sells on fear and negativity, and they know that the most outrageous headline, the ones that's going to get the most amount of eyeballs, is going to make them the most amount of money. And because this is so relevant, many of my clients are happy to know that no matter who is in office, even over the past 100 years of the US stock market, it does not seem to care over the long term. Now, that doesn't mean bad policy won't affect you. That's really important for our country, and that's not what I'm saying. But what we can see here is that the market will reward long-term investors, no matter if it's red or blue in the office. So my clients that are enjoying life the most stopped watching the doom and gloom news, and they know that it's feeding their anxiety and making them feel that the world is a lot worse than maybe reality is. Instead, they focus on what they can control, like spending their time doing something worthwhile. Okay, so the next thing to stop doing is for those that have taken delayed gratification a little too far, which is all too common for those that have saved well and are really disciplined. But what people have realized is that your life is happening right now. It's not starting tomorrow or in 2 years. It's happening at this very moment. So why not start living the best version of your life today? They started to realize that, hey, we can't allow ourselves to think that we have all the time in the world to start delaying their dreams, because the truth is that they don't. And like this chart shows, your actions have a ripple effect in your life. So are you happy where you're at with your life now? That's great if you are. But if you're not and you keep putting things off, those choices will resonate through time, shaping your reality and future either positively or negatively. What my clients have realized that if they want to live their best life, they have to stop waiting to do it, pushing things off, because they realize that tomorrow is not promised. Okay, so the final thing you should stop doing is one that I hear all the time. And I recently talked with a couple where the husband, let's call him Jim, would look at a net worth spreadsheet every day, multiple times a day. He would look at his financial accounts every day. And it had come to the point where retirement planning had become his full-time job, because he felt that the more time he spent on the spreadsheet, he's going to have more control. But those moments of confidence and control were fleeting because the market changes every single day. So his job was never done. He became addicted to this analysis, and it took a little bit of a toll on their marriage. But the way he solved this, and the way you can solve this if you're like Jim, is creating a plan that is yours. Because obsessively tracking your numbers and checking your accounts is not a financial plan. Having a plan means that when the unexpected happens, and it will, you're ready for it. Simply having a plan can free you from making retirement planning another job or obsessing about it. That way you're ready to adjust and then reiterate as life inevitably changes. So all the things to stop doing after 55, you can see that they're interconnected, but these things aren't sustainable. And if you continue with these, you'll end up with a lot of regrets. My clients didn't want to do that to themselves, and they found that freeing themselves up from these habits helped them enjoy life more. So what I encourage you to do is really sit down and think about some of these financial habits and how they relate to your life, because by changing them, it might help you make the most of the only life you have. But in the meantime, I made a video giving some brutally honest advice for people wanting to retire before 60. And I'm a financial planner that helps people that want to retire early. My firm has been helping people successfully retire over the past 2 decades. So watch that video to learn some of the most important lessons I've learned from some of our clients to help you be prepared to retire early and avoid some of the biggest regrets. Once again, this is Matt Calcagno. I'm a certified financial planner and advisor over here at 1 Degree Advisors. If you'd like to talk to me or someone on my team about your plan to retire, you can click the link in the description and we would be happy to talk with you.